Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hey dude, you've reached the Hulk Hogan hotline, brother. This is the place to get all my special Hulk messages and all the scoops, dude, Jack. I know you're spending $1.49 for the first minute and 99 cents each additional minute, brother, so you want to hear all the good stuff right away. But before I do, Jack, I gotta tell you about my new best friends over at Surfshark VPN.
Huh?
When you're hanging and banging on the World Wide Web, Hulkamaniacs, Surfshark is your ultimate tag team partner, dude. Bypass those lousy invisible borders on a map, brother, by hooking up to one of thousands of global servers. Now you're surfing everywhere, dude. Keep your internet as secure as Hulkamania, brother, with military-grade encryption. Your data stays safe from no-good hackers, even on public Wi-Fi, Jack. Wanna know how to get it, dude?
I just want to play the trivia game on here, man. What button do I push for that?
Download Surfshark using the link in the description below, Jack. Enter the promo code REGRET and get 83% off, dude, plus 3 more months for free, brother. So now that I've told you all that, brother, here's my special Hulk message. Enjoy this review of my movie, Assault on Devil's Island, dude.
My mom's gonna kill me when she sees this bill.
Hey, let's do it for the content. Mega Ran. Let's go. Let's get it. Dick Kick City. It gets gritty when Mega Ran come through. The kid gets busy. Work yourself into a shoot, but you know it's legit. Like what you like, just don't be a dick. Hey, wrestling with regret. Let's get it. Yeah. What's that set? Maybe you should bottle it. Drink it and spray it on. Get Claude to model it. 8 years in, can't look back. Who else can make the Lord sweatsuits look whack? Wrestling with regret. Let's get it. Yeah.
This month has been a real roller coaster ride of content when it comes to Hulk Hogan. We saw the good in Spring Stampede 99, the awkward in Hogan Knows Best, and the dirt worst with Starrcade 94. Here's a crazy idea. How about this week we look at something that's just okay? Time for us to look at Shadow Warriors Assault on Devil's Island. A 1997 made-for-TV film, Hogan stars as the leader of a group of Navy SEALs trying to rescue hostages from a drug lord and a rogue mercenary. Hogan as a SEAL had to be a casting choice that made Jesse Ventura furious. The film's director, John Kasser, went on to direct almost 60 episodes of 24 on Fox. The producer, Cal Clements Jr., was involved in all sorts of action properties. Airwolf, Knight Rider, MacGyver, and Walker Texas Ranger, to name a few, so there was a legitimate team behind this bad boy. And of course, the flick got lots of love on WCW TV. There was behind-the-scenes footage, Eric Bischoff singing its praises on Nitro, probably because he was one of the executive producers, and him reminding fans to tune in to see it. Sure enough, Devil's Island scored a nice 4.2 rating in its first showing. Bischoff crowed about the numbers on Nitro and declared the movie idea was going to be turned into a 23-episode series, and though that never happened, there was a sequel made in 1999. But we aren't talking about the sequel yet anyway. We're here to look at Hogan during the peak of his late 90s wrestling renaissance, when Hollywood was running wild and everything he touched turned to box office gold. Would his natural wrestling charisma finally translate to a larger screen this time? Well, strap in for an action-packed thrill ride complete with commercial breaks, because we're about to find out. I know it's only the studio's signature, but man, Hogan just can't stay away from movies with crystals in them. The film begins with the Hulkster doing his best David Carradine impression. Am I the only one who thinks hairpiece and no mustache Hogan is some weird, uncanny valley shit? Like, you know it's him, it just looks off, right? Anyway, the tribal tattoo on his back is a much better look than what he'd actually get there years later. All he needs now is the moon on his belly and he's set. And now, Tai Chi knife fight. As we learn in the movie, Mike McBride is very in tune with warrior culture and mysticism, a very broad statement that allows him to take a little bit from everything to give him a mysterious edge.
The warrior tradition, the Maori, the Vikings. You know a lot about warrior culture.
You're the only frogman I know who relies more on dreams and reconnaissance.
That's warrior mysticism.
But come on, when we hear the word warrior in a movie starring Hulk Hogan, we all know who really comes to mind. You guessed it, the modern-day warrior, Kerry Von Erich.
Welcome to Dallas.
The pre-strike ritual complete, we go to the plane where McBride and his crew prepare for the task at hand.
Sorry, mate. Battlefield reflexes.
Wound up kind of tight, aren't you, Frager?
No, sir. Definitely no betrayal vibes from this loose cannon we've just met. A very normal gun-knife handshake. There are some other people in the crew who are basically extras, and then there's Mike's main man Roy, played by Carl Weathers. This movie corrects the great injustice of Rocky III, where both he and Hogan were in it, but didn't share any scenes together. Their mission is to capture drug kingpin Carlos Galindo, played by Billy Drago, and to seize all his sweet, sweet drugs. We go to his compound in San Domenico, where he's making a deal with Shannon Tweed, whose Russian accent is so bad it makes Lana and Rusev's lawyer sound like the real thing.
We need to talk about delivery. I will need it guaranteed.
Because evil, creepy drug lords be evil and creepy, Galindo puts the moves on her.
This is such a distasteful place to negotiate.
Oh wow, okay, hard cut to sexy times. She channels her inner Xenia from Goldeneye for a minute before convincing him to give her what she wants. Dang, 8 minutes in and we already get full on titty. Come on S&P, get on the ball, this is a Turner production. Back on the plane, the crew draw tarot cards for good luck. Hogan draws the death card, which he shrugs off in that stoic action hero way. Then it's time to suit up. The crew arrives at the porn house, the drug kingpin's hacienda, and I'm immediately reminded of that opening scene from Santa with Muscles, which was already ripping off Commando. Mike and Fraker confront Coke Guy, but surprise, Fraker turns heel and sells out to the drug lord. This is the worst betrayal since Brother Brutai. Elsewhere on the compound, Roy realizes they've been set up when there's no drugs in the hangar, and soon all hell breaks loose as the team is ambushed. But Roy's not screwing around, as his special weapon is the minigun, bitch! Press X to wreck shit! Back at the mansion, Galindo is about to behead Mike and recreate that freaky magazine cover with Kamala when... Oh wow, thank you, Rake Handle! Also, this guy has all day to shoot someone, he just stands there getting stabbed like an idiot. Tweed drops the accent and gets to know Hogan better mid-gunfight with some of the most obvious ADR I've seen in a while.
Who the hell are you?
Who the hell are you?
Never mind. Let's get Galindo and get out of here.
Roy is back with his unlimited ammo minigun to help save the day. Mike wants to go back to get the body of fallen teammate JJ, but Fraker uses it as a bargaining chip in exchange for Galindo. Mike chooses to leave JJ behind for now, and we see a shot of the dead soldier they had already used minutes earlier, but played in reverse. The team and their target escape using underwater sleds and scuba gear. They swim past some sharks, and just when you say to yourself, wouldn't the sharks be attracted to them because of all the blood on them? Bam! Sharkomania runs wild on Hogan.
You son of a...
What happened? Did the filmmakers go, crap, it's been 3 minutes without any explosives or gunfire. Quick, put in a shark attack! The team is recovered and brought to the naval base in Key West. Of course they're going to film everything in Florida. That had to be in Hogan's contract, right? I don't want to commute that far, brother. Except for some slapdash bloody bandages, Mike seems no worse for wear after getting bit by a dang old shark. We learn that Shannon Tweed's character Hunter is actually an undercover DEA agent who takes every chance to big-time Andy Powers, played by Martin Cove, aka Kreese, aka Britt Baker's friend. He's a higher-up and an old friend of McBride's. Mike wants clearance to go back and retrieve JJ's body, but Andy won't let it happen.
But I promise you, Mike, I will give you every diplomatic and political support.
Politics got us into this mess.
Is it weird to anyone else to hear Hulk Hogan complain about politics in any context? Mike resigns so he can catch Fraker and rescue JJ on his own, while Hunter wants to tag along since she needs to get back the diamonds she gave to Galindo during her operation. Elsewhere, Galindo has a meeting with his comically befuddled lawyer.
This woman who betrayed me, and she will die a slow death. It will be either her or your wife.
He does know they're on camera, right? After the commercial break, I love they kept these in the DVD release, by the way, Mike and Hunter head to his place. For a second I thought it was just the back deck of Hogan's actual house.
Mike, you're bleeding again.
Pff, not even a cool response. Ventura's got that on him at least. Hunter cleans the wound and finds a shark's tooth in Mike's body. Ooh, I hear that's good luck! As Mike sleeps, Hunter looks on in her sexiest lingerie, which I'm sure she keeps on her for just such an occasion. She also snoops throughout the house to see all the different artifacts from cultures Mike has appropriated. Wow, he's so deep. Cut to Miami, where the All-American Gymnastics team is receiving the All-American Gymnastics trophy, and wow, you just know where this is headed. A lady from the cruise line offers to take the team on a day trip to the Bahamas by plane, and they just go. Wow, it looks so easy. But the coach suspects something is up when he sees the plane flying in the wrong direction. The lady up front's being a total bitch about it, so he wants to speak to the pilot, but psych, it's Wregret, and it's a kidnapping now. He pulls out his gun and shoots the coach. Then the hostess just has a gun in her hand all of a sudden. As long as the rules in this universe are consistent and everyone can just make a gun appear, I have no complaints. Also, we're never seeing that lady again. Wregret takes the team hostage on the island fortress known as Devil's Island, part of the Dry Tortugas, which has been a national park since 1992. So does that mean Wregret's also taking the tourists hostage, or is just the off-season there, or what? Dude, Billy Blanks is in this movie as Wregret's lead henchman? I'll bet the soldier's cardio's hella good right now. The hostages are placed in a giant cage that's sitting in 2 feet of water because it's more evil that way. Back at Mike's manor, Hunter has changed her underwear but has kept the dress shirt. She tells Mike that he'd been asleep for 36 hours, which, please sir, tell me your secret. Mike is impressed with Hunter's own knowledge of warrior culture and shows off the room with his most impressive weapons, aka Sarah Connor's vision board come to life. Just then, Roy drops in.
Has he been playing I'll show you mine if you show me yours?
Yeah, his is pretty impressive.
Funny line. Mike wants Roy to help out in his rogue mission to recover JJ, but Roy is conveniently 30 days from retirement and does not need any of this mess. Hunter mentions the government will pay a reward for helping recover the diamonds so he can fund his next business venture, and eventually Roy joins the cause. Meanwhile, Andy is told by his superiors to do an exchange with Galindo and the gymnasts, much to his chagrin. Back at the casa, Mike wants to help Roy and Hunter channel their inner warrior by crushing coconuts with their bare hands. But much like Han Solo in The Force, old Roy doesn't believe in all that mumbo-jumbo.
You want me to break the coconut?
Now you're getting it.
Man, throw in some shrimp and some butter, a little bit of lime, baby, you got a stew going. But then action happens when a Wregret helicopter swoops in and a bunch of tactical ninjas open fire. Somehow they're good enough shots to blast the coconut in Hunter's hand, all the flower pots in a 1-mile radius, and a literal target, but not their actual targets. The gang takes out the ninjas, and Mike fires a rocket at the chopper, which explodes and just stays up there. After the dust is settled, Andy rolls up to the house and shows him the footage of the hostages at Devil's Island. Kreese is done with the politics and wants to give Mike the support he needs for the mission. A Mega Powers handshake seals the deal, and the prep work begins.
My name is Carol Todd.
Ah, yeah, I love watching this shit. Meanwhile, Galindo realizes that Wregret is now in control as he and Andy fly toward the island. Speaking of which, we see some goons feeding the sharks, which must spoil their appetite because after all that foreshadowing about them, Mike and his team just blow right past them with no issue. Way to go, dudes!
I've almost got it.
Try that again, and you will be killed.
Or don't try it, and you'll probably still be killed. Whatever, do what you want. Hogan's heroes make it into the fortress as one of the hostages is brought outside. How come neither her or the guard are sopping wet from the waist down from all the water they were just standing in?
Can you see her? Safe and sound.
You know, I feel like this role is wasted on Billy Blanks. This is one of those times where I want to see a big hoss from WCW in this role. But I don't know, man. I'm not Cal Clements. As the team prepares for the senseless destruction of a national park, Andy is taken captured by the baddies. Hogan and crew intercepts them, then everyone leaves but Hogan. Blanks wakes up and they has fight, but somehow the rest of the crew, who are probably only a few yards away at this point, can't hear them? Why'd they make it seem like that last kick was going to be a killer, only for Mike to just shrug it off and run after him? Elsewhere, Roy and Hunter find the room where the gymnasts are being held. I wonder what clever tactics they'll employ to get rid of the guard. Of course!
See if you're lonely.
Is everyone okay in there?
Well, everyone except for our coach. He seems to have died on the plane, we assume? An explosive goes off in the cell, which breaks a water main and floods the room. The team is running out of time, but thank goodness for Roy's old reliable. Who cares about the hostages at this point? Are Shannon Tweed's breasts glistening enough? The more Hogan and Blanks fight in this movie, the more I realize this was the right call. You won't get a performance like this out of John Tenta, and no way Hogan's sharing the screen with a dang cruiserweight, brother. This whole thing plays out like the climax of Infinity War. Roy and Hunter are saving the hostages, Mike's fighting the head stooge, and Andy and the other lower tier good guys are in a shootout. Okay, I'm sure the budget for music was not very much, but can we do any better than these Casio horns? Wait, if you right now, I'll throw in a 4th Tybo DVD for only $9.99! Galindo and Fraker take the lead gymnast and try to escape. They get into a seaplane and gamefully decline to ascend into the air so Mike can catch up with them. As the explosives guy in the crew is all like, fuck history, we have our brief final confrontation that sees Mike throw Fraker into the boat by only his ankles, then ends with the bad guy being eaten by sharks that are only visible with the magic of editing. Was that the best combination of a dramatic sting and a smirk of all time? Yes. We jump ahead and it's all smiles as the diamonds and cocaine are delivered safely back to their source, the US government. JJ's remains are brought back to the States for the military ritual and, okay, Hogan looked less ridiculous in that Zorro getup fight in the Dungeon of Doom than he does in his Navy uniform. Would it kill you to, like, I don't know, shave or wear your hair up for this or something? The gang decides to quit the Navy right then and there to start a paramilitary task force of their own, the Shadow Warriors. Can't wait to hear about their involvement in some fucked up scandal in Iraq a few years from now. And that was Shadow Warriors Assault on Devil's Island. Not the worst thing I've seen this month at all, but if you're looking for a poorly acted, cliche-ridden, late 90s copycat action movie you can occasionally laugh at, this might be your jam. Hulk Hogan's entirely forgettable in this movie, which is the best thing I can say about him here. They brought in Carl Weathers for the action movie cred and Shannon Tweed for the blatant sex appeal. You can always count on the bad guys in movies like this to chew the scenery, and Fraker and Galindo didn't disappoint on that front. Assault on Devil's Island should still hit all the marks for anyone who wants an action-packed romp starring Hulk Hogan that doesn't include any O noises. And in the end, isn't that what we all want? Ah, what the heck, let's play it one more time. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not that cruel. Or am I? I'm just kidding. I'm playing. I'm done. Roll the credits.